All right, Josh, thanks for joining us. Friday, 6 o'clock, Lawson Ice Arena, potentially your last ever home game at Western Michigan. Has that dawned on you yet? And how are you processing all of that?
Yeah, no, it's not something I've really thought about that hard yet. Obviously, it's a lot different not having fans and that sort of deal. But my parents will still be there, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll hit me more in the moment, skating around and that sort of thing. But no better way to go out than playing Miami, an arch rival of ours. So I'm looking forward to it and going to try to make the best ending possible to Lawson Arena.
You just talk about the team's play as of late. I mean, you had that rough night up in St. Cloud, and then the next night kind of really flipped things on its head, and you're 3-0 since.
Yeah, no, that game Saturday night in St. Cloud was a big one. I think coming from behind, scoring a goal late, and then winning in overtime was a big boost to us. And then into the Duluth series, obviously that was the type of hockey we know we're capable of playing, and I think it was a great opponent to really test ourselves at the end of the year. And that's the kind of hockey we want to be playing, and that's the way we want to win. We had scoring from a lot of guys, and we weren't giving up many chances, and great goaltending, of course. So yeah, it's definitely a big boost going into the end of the year here.
Josh, the schedule's been kind of quirky, I guess you could say. Not playing this weekend, playing this coming weekend, not playing the next weekend, then playoffs. How have you been able to deal with that situation?
Yeah, there has been, like you say, a lot of off weekends, but I think with 15 freshmen or whatever the number is, that those practices are critical to reinforcing our systems and the structure that we want to play with. So maybe I remember freshman year, it's a lot coming at you in a short period of time and trying to learn all those things. And the more practices you can get, just the better you're prepared for the games. So being a senior, it's definitely different than in years past, and we'd like to be playing as many games as possible. But at the same time, for the development of our team, I think it's huge to have these practices.
I really admire you guys as players, particularly the seniors, not having fans, having the schedule reduced, different playoff scenarios. Yet you guys are continuing to grind through it and continue to lead, and you're not letting the circumstances dictate your behavior. And I think you guys can be admired for that and have to feel good about the way you've approached this season, given all the curveballs you've been thrown.
Yeah, like you say, it's been a different year, and I think we're really at the core of it just happy to be playing the game and to be able to get a chance to compete. And I think it's worked out pretty darn well, all things considered. You look around at college hockey, and I think everybody's around the 24 games, and everybody's playing conference only, and it's just been a different year. So without fans, it's been a little different atmosphere, but at the heart of it, we're all competitors, and we just want to play.
I think you, as a senior class and as the leaders on the team, can really be proud of the growth of this group throughout the season. I mean, you've come a long way, and these freshmen have come a long way. And every time we've talked to one of the younger players, to a man, they've said that the seniors and the leaders have been great bringing us along. And I think you guys can take a bow for that, Josh.
Yeah, I think that's something that we've all tried to make a point of is bringing these guys on and making them feel included, and feel the culture that we have here as quickly as possible, because last summer, we were all kind of on our own page, and Usually we'd have everybody here on campus at the beginning of July at the latest, and going through workouts and that sort of thing. And that we weren't able to do that this year, and so the acclimation period was a lot shorter, even though we got an extended training camp. Um, these guys are in classes and they have questions, and there was really no time for, hey, you need to earn your stripes, certainly on the ice, but in the locker room, we had to become a group fairly quickly.
All right, thanks,
Hey,
Josh.
Adam, can I
Sorry, yeah,
throw in a
go ahead,
question
Patrick.
there?
Go ahead.
Hey, Josh, thanks for taking time to talk with us. You mentioned how the team is feeling pretty good, coming off the big sweep against Duluth and then the win against St. Cloud. How are you guys feeling from a physical standpoint heading into the final weekend?
Great. I mean, we've had 3 off weekends this second half of the year, so I don't think anybody's fatigued to any point. And our workouts have been great with Tim, so I think everybody's feeling energized and ready to attack these last few weeks full on.
All right. And then you mentioned just how different the season's been, not playing in front of the Lunatics. Have you guys had to make any adjustments as far as providing energy on the bench, or just kind of building your own methods of getting the team going without all the fans?
Yeah, I think we're more cognizant of the fact that we have to create our own energy, especially in our own home arena, since that is usually a given on every game night with fans at Lawson. So, yeah, we've done a few little things before the game to make sure guys are ready to go that we've implemented, and I think we've done a good job of that. And I don't think we ever start the games flat at all. So that's the biggest thing, is coming out ready to go, and just reinforcing that you got to be ready to play right when the puck drops, no matter who's in the building or who's not in the building.
Josh, I also wanted to ask you about special teams. That's key in hockey, and you guys have really improved in that area of late on both the power play and the penalty kill. What's been the key behind that success?
I'd say in terms of power play, it's our execution. We just try to get as many chances and shots on net as we can, and try to have the same execution every time we step on the ice for the power play, and knowing that power play goals are huge, especially at the end of the year. So I think the execution and understanding the value of those types of situations, and then penalty kill, that's also a mindset where you need to not give up chances, and JJ Crew and Pat Ferschweiler, Coach Ferschweiler, Coach Crew, have done a great job at using video and our practice times to really implement those systems. And it's been great these past couple weekends, and we're looking forward to keeping that going the rest of the year.
And you've also got a new format now for the playoffs. No best of 3 in that quarterfinal round. It's one game to move on, and puts a little more emphasis in that initial playoff game, because you don't win, you go home.
Yeah, and I love it. I mean, let's play, and the best man wins, and you got one shot at it every night, and you got to put the best product on the ice that you can. And I think it's going to be real fun once we get to that point in the season, for sure. Different, but I love it.
All right, thanks for joining us, Josh.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, thanks for joining us, Coach. Broncos are coming off a bye week, and before that, a sweep of Minnesota Duluth at home. You head into Friday with the last home game of the season, and a different sort of home and home with a day in between against the Redhawks. Just talk about this coming weekend and what to expect from Miami.
Well, certainly, it's a special rival whenever we play Miami. They came into our building right after Christmas and beat us twice at home, and we went down there the following weekend and came away with a couple of wins as well. So we're 500 on the season, and we've got a real tough opponent coming in. So we need to be ready for it. And part of that, Adam, if I could, just at the start here, our players this weekend are going to be wearing the initials KD on their helmets, which is out of respect for Ken Dickey, our director of alumni events and everything else that has to do with Bronco hockey. He's been a big part of our program here for 10 years. Was obviously a play-by-play guy a number of years ago and has done a lot for Bronco hockey. He's gravely ill right now. And we certainly just want to mention that when people see the KD on our helmets, the reason that it's there. So, but, we've talked about Ken to our freshmen. They haven't really had a chance to meet him this year because of the COVID situation and that. But, all of the veteran players and so made sure that all the young guys were aware of Ken's contribution to our team. So we're wishing him the best.
How did the bye week go for the Broncos? I know obviously, beforehand you were talking about how you didn't want to kind of let up on them because now is the time to kind of keep pushing and keep going to improve.
Well, certainly with the bye week, when we had a few of them there, Adam, so we've been trying to adjust and make sure that the team's coming out of the bye just as strong as it went in there. So I'd like to believe that the bye came at the right time. And, we went real hard last week on Monday and Tuesday, very hard with heavy off ice workouts and real tough practices. We took Wednesday off of last week, and then we went real hard on Thursday and Friday again with off ice workouts and intense practices on the ice. And we played a game simulation situation at the end of the practice on Friday, which was high intensity. The guys were moving. It was just like a JJ Crew, assistant coach, was the referee of the game. And he said he didn't realize how fast the game was at the college level just by participating as a referee. It was real intense. And then we gave the guys Saturday and Sunday off to recharge, and we're back at it here.
Coach, you played Miami 2 different series, one not so well at home, the other one on the road, pretty good. What was the difference between those 2 series that allowed you to have success at their place after dropping a couple here?
Yeah, I think certainly, Robin, when we looked at the 2 games at home, if we looked at time of possession, if we looked at scoring chances, if we looked at shots on goal, we felt we actually, from a perspective of doing the necessary things, we did a lot of things really well in the 2 games that we lost. So we did not have to change a lot at Miami. Certainly, we got some key saves in the series down there. Again, we had some chances on special teams that we took advantage of. And, our PK was outstanding again. We took very few penalties in the 2 games down there. So, every time we play Miami, as you know, Robin, because you've called most of them, it's a battle, and we're expecting more of the same this weekend. It's really interesting. And I heard the interview with Josh there, and, he's such a well-spoken young guy, and really, I think, showed our team in the right light in terms of what we've been doing here recently. But if you look at the last 10 games, and we talked about that with the team today, if you look at the last 10 games since that series where we lost 2 at home to Miami, we won 6 of the 10 games. We lost 3, and we had the tie at Miami there for the 10 games. If you'd looked after the series that we lost at home to Miami, we had the 2 games at Miami, and then we had 4 games with St. Cloud and Duluth. And you're talking about the teams that were 3rd and 4th in the country, and your schedule looked pretty tough. And the other part of it is, of those 10 games, 6 of them were going to be on the road. So there's no question the last 10 games, our team has played at a different level. Our goals against is at 2.6 in those 10 games. Our goals for is 3.2. I heard you asking Josh about the power play and the PK. The power play is at 37% in the last 10 games, 32 of 126 or 12 goals and 32 chances. And our PK under Coach Crew has given up 6 goals in the last 35 chances for an 83% rating. So you're going to win hockey games when you've got numbers like that. And, that's what the type of standard that we need to have for the rest of the season. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, nailed it.
Which this season has obviously been unlike any other. Could you maybe just reflect on some of the challenges that you guys have had to overcome, and just kind of what it's been like, to navigate this, strange journey with them?
Yeah, I think our challenges are not totally unique. I think all college sports teams, all professional teams, all amateur high school programs and youth programs are going through the same thing. It's just not knowing exactly what tomorrow's going to bring, and just trying to maximize today there. We have a bit of a unique situation with as many freshmen as we have, and some of that is our own doing, because we brought in some freshmen at Christmas who are going to be part of our program next year, and their teams were not playing, so they had no chance to skate or to train or to work out. And because the NCAA has given everybody another year of eligibility, we brought these young players in with the idea that they're going to be a lot better next year because they've had the experience this year. They'll be ahead on credits and certainly stronger, and just really knowing what our culture is all about there. So it's just the day-to-day uncertainty that would be the challenge for everybody in college hockey right now. And then combine that with the youth on our team as well.
Josh mentioned how the Broncos have kind of had to build their own energy, without the Lawson Lunatics there to watch you guys play. Could you talk about maybe any just specific things that you're encouraging them to do, to make sure that the energy level's high, that they're, ready to go at puck drop?
Well, Patrick, I think it's really been driven by the veteran players on the team. We've got certain suggestions as coaches, and we're a fairly intense coaching staff, and want our practices to be that way. Our meetings are direct and to the point, and people know what we expect of them. And but it's been the leaders on our team. It's being on the road and guys walking to the rink together. I mean, everybody, not groups of 3 or 4 coming at different times. They walk together. It's been some of the things that they've got this chant going in the dressing room now before they get on the ice, right before the start of the game. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but there's a heck of a lot of noise coming from our dressing room, and guys are getting into it, and they're pretty excited to step on the ice. So I would credit our veteran leaders, our captains, our other seniors and juniors with setting the standard and setting the bar for this young team.
Andy, it is senior day. Do you have a thought on your seniors? It's not a big group like you had last year. Senior day, we had to block out an hour for senior day, but not so much this year.
Yeah, it's, what we're going to do. We're not going to have our normal senior ceremony before the game. I think we here at Western do the best job of any college program in the country in honoring our seniors, just the way that we go about it. It's a really special night for all of our seniors. The one thing that we're going to do is for our starting lineup, and I've got to run this through Chris Bergeron, the coach of Miami, but because we're not having the ceremony beforehand, I want to introduce for the starting lineup all of our seniors. Now, that will be 7 players, so that's more than what you normally start, but we'll introduce all of our seniors. That's how they'll be recognized. We'll have a special video that we've prepared that the players will actually see on Thursday of this week. And normally we'd be showing that at our senior breakfast that we always have the morning after our senior night, where we get together with all the families and the juniors get to roast the seniors. As you know, Robin, it's a fun time, and we're not going to be able to have that as well there too. But yeah, it's going to be tough not having the families able to come downstairs and so on. But this is a great group of seniors. They've taken charge of this young team. They probably had more responsibility than any of the seniors in recent years, just because of all the young players that we have.
All right, thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank you. See ya.